What if I told you a truck driver cracked the code to building a crypto empire? Meet Bitcoin Ben. He went from driving 18-wheelers to creating 6 different ways for regular people to stack Bitcoin and build wealth. This isn't just another crypto course. This is a complete ecosystem where you earn while you learn. First up, the confidential bulk purchase program. Get Bitcoin at wholesale prices through group buying power. Then there's Home to HODL. Convert your home equity directly into Bitcoin instead of cash. Need funding? The Loans for Bitcoin program gets you the capital to buy more crypto. Want passive income? Private Key Capital puts your Bitcoin to work. Hungry for something different? Bitcoin Ben's tokenized beef lets you invest in real cattle backed by blockchain technology. And if you want to mine? Bitcoin Ben's mining program gets you started with the right equipment and knowledge. But here's the kicker. Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club pays you to learn. Earn 10% on direct referrals, 5% on second level, 2% on third level. This might be the only membership where you make more than you pay. Ben went from 10 years behind the wheel to becoming the world's most unlikely crypto expert. Now he's sharing everything through live training, community events, and proven systems that work. Ready to stop watching from the sidelines? Join Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club today and start stacking sats while building your financial future. Your truck driving days are over. Your crypto empire starts now.
And we are live. Good morning, everybody. It's your favorite truck driver in the whole wide world, ex-truck driver in the whole wide world, Bitcoin Ben. Live from the road. I'm on my way to Washington, D.C. Now, why, Ben? Why are you going to Washington, D.C.? Well, tomorrow we have a major announcement from Washington, D.C., on our private key capital. Don't really want to let the secret out. Some of you may or may not know what it is, but it's a big deal. And I'm actually meeting with a few other people while I'm here. And I just want to relay exactly what I see on a daily basis. But unfortunately, you all really can't see, because there's so many things that are actually being put in place. We are leading Washington, D.C. When I say leading Washington, D.C., the Trumps, the Congress, the Senate, all of them, they all know the only way out of America's problem is the Bitcoin. Why do you think Trump embraces it so much? Do you think it's just a hobby? Do you think he's like, oh no, America's going to accumulate some and cross our fingers? Guys, I don't know if you looked last Friday, which you might want to, the repo rate at the Federal Reserve window. Look that up, all right? Look that up. The repo rate jumped to $50 billion overnight repo rate. We haven't had those moves since COVID. Guys, the system is falling apart. It is absolutely falling apart. And they need an amplifier. And I've said this so many times. They need an amplifier to erase the debt. They need a 1933 reevaluation of some asset that the federal government holds. Now, unlike 1933, how do you help the little people? How do you help America recapitalize? That's actually true. Now, I see so many people talking about gold this, gold that. Yes, gold for the old system. The old system, and those of you deeply involved in gold and silver, I'm calling out my buddy Big Swear. He knows this, that gold and silver has been suppressed with derivatives. And the derivatives have wiped out the gold and silver markets. There is, I think last I watched BIX, I think there's 20 claims, hell, maybe higher than that. There are at least 20 claims for each ounce of gold. Think about that. That means right now there are 20 people who think they own an ounce of gold. Problem is, there's 19 other mother pluckers out there who think they own that same ounce of gold. That's the old system. That's the unprovable system. That's the system of manipulation. And for those of you watching who don't, our system relies on manipulation. That's what the Federal Reserve interest rate adjustment is. They make up a number and go, we'll shoot for 2% loss in your purchasing power each year. That's what they strive for. That's their perfect number. Well, if we lose 2% of your purchasing power each year, that's okay. That's okay. That's good. That's good that you work your ass off and you lose money. You lose the amount that your money can buy. Now, that's just the interest rate. The inflation rate is much higher than that. And the little 2% is what leads to the inflation rate. Do you really think they're only going to print up 2% a year? Over the last 5 years, we've lost 25% of our purchasing power. 25%. And guys, I don't know if you know it, but we have a new calculation. Remember in January when I explained we would owe $1 trillion extra every 100 days. That was every 100 days, the national debt would actually go up $1 trillion. And I explained that 100 days will get shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. Because what happens is as our currency is devalued, we owe more to actually pay off our money printing, our debt. Now, that went from 100 days in January to 61 days. Now it only takes 61 days to get $1 trillion more in debt. Think about that. That means, because remember, January to what? November? That's 11 months. That means, because remember, as it rises, it goes quicker. Because as you owe more at higher interest rate, it goes quicker. That means within about 7 months, it will be every 30 days. Let that sink in. In 6 months, we'll owe $1 trillion extra each month. You cannot pay that back. You can't. The only thing you can do is own an asset that ginormously goes up. It has to be an amplifier. And that's what the Bitcoin is. It's a true amplifier, not like gold, where they can go out, they can mine more. They can actually go out, they can sell a ton of derivatives. Washington, D.C. needs an amplifier to save the federal government and save the American people. Guys, I saw on X, and I don't know if it was Grant or if it was actually Gary, sent a picture that literally showed was it 80 something dollars a pound or 40? It was like 40 or 80 something dollars a pound for a steak. For a steak. Guys, we have a system that is dying. And that's why I'm in Washington, D.C. this week. Right? Because our announcement tomorrow is the answer for the American people. It's why we built it. Because it helps you get out of the system and into the new system. We've all heard JP Morgan is now going to loan you money against your Bitcoin. That's great. You trust me, folks, you don't want to work with Jamie Dimon. You don't want to work with JP Morgan. What you want is you want people who are in it for the mission. I am in it for the mission. I have seen this system crashing. I think this is my 9th or 10th year. I think it's my 9th or 10th year in the Bitcoin. I have seen it crashing, and they'll patch it here and they'll patch it here, and they're doing a little quantitative easing, and they're send out just a ton of checks, and hey, sorry, we have to shut the whole world down because there's a little virus going around that's probably not going to kill you, but we're going to give you a shot that will. FYI. Wealth is the mission. Freedom is the mission. The goal is freedom. And with freedom, you can accumulate wealth. That's how it works. The reason we're all getting more broke is the system. You're not free. You're not free. You cannot get wealthy in this system if you're not already a part of this system. That's absolutely. Wealth equals freedom. That's true, but you gotta have freedom first. Freedom leads to the ability to get wealthy, because it's an accumulation of effort. We live in a system, and thank God we do. All right, let me rephrase that. I don't know where you guys live. Thank God that I don't live in New York. Guys, watch this election tomorrow. If the socialist wins, New York is done, is absolutely done. I have friends who are involved in cryptos who are like, yeah, if that some bitch wins, we're out. Don't be surprised if Gemini moves their headquarters to Miami. I'm just saying, guys. Word on the street. That we are going to have two Americas, right? We are going to have, and we do it right now. We have two Americas. One is red, one's blue. And guys, thank God for borders. And I mean Florida to New York to Illinois to Missouri. Thank God for borders. Because it's going to, and watch for it, guys. It is going to be a competition in Florida and Texas and Wyoming and hopefully fucking Missouri. They're going to win because, guys, if New York, if they elect a socialist, you are going to hear us as the one guy who I can't remember his name in the early 1990s said, you're going to hear a giant sucking sound. That sucking sound is going to be all the businesses sucking down to Florida and sucking down to Texas. You're going to see more millionaires and billionaires hop on their jets and get the out of New York because we're moving into a world where they can do that. You can run a multi-million dollar, billion-dollar corporation not in the town it's located. And which is going to be cheaper, folks. And I'm not even talking about just money. You think these wealthy people are just worried about the money it's going to cost them? Mind you, they are. Do you know what a shithole New York is going to be? Does anyone remember the 1970s and early 80s New York? If you don't, Google that shit. New York was brought to life by one guy, Judy. All right, yeah, Giuliani. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Yeah, Giuliani. That was it. He went in there and he trumped the fuck out of New York. He hired police. He said no more of this bullshit, and he trumped the shit out of New York, and he cleaned it up. That's Trump is the Rudy. God, what a great movie! Remember that movie, Rudy? I remember like late 80s, 88, 87, something like that. All right, I digress. The point is California, New York, all of the liberal places, they're going to have to smarten up or get slapped stupid. See, New York, I feel sorry for the average people in New York who are cheering to elect a socialist. Guys, if you don't know your history, look at what happened in Luxembourg. Look what happened and in the Weimar Republic. Oh, look what happened in Rome. This liberalism is the society killer. It always has been. Strong men bring good times. Good times bring weak men. Weak men bring bad times. Bad times bring strong men. The weak time is the liberal times. Liberalism, it surrounds itself and wraps itself in the cloak of victimization. There we go. Damn, I'm using good words this morning. Where everyone's a victim except them. That one group right there. They are not victims. They're the ones that they are victimizing us all. We are just victims under the boot of those people. It happens every time. The problem with New York is they don't know history. They don't know the history of money because this is all actually based on the dollar. Why is New York shit? Because the New York people have had shit money. Shit money leads to shit societies. Because no matter how hard you work, you can't get ahead. You worked your ass off, and before you know it, you got no ass and you got no money. So you traded your ass for money that is now completely fucking worthless. What is the ETA to the meltdown? Brother, we're in it. We are an ice cream out in the fucking sun right now. And I'm not talking about one of those Walmart ice cream cakes that strangely never melt. You guys ever see that? It's like an ice cream pie and it's out there, but it doesn't melt. That shit ain't ice cream. We're in the collapse. I just explained it. It is in January. Every 100 days, we went $1 trillion more in debt. Now it's every 61 days. That is the meltdown. Because we are melting down. The dollar is melting down to where, guys, like according to that. And remember, they're lowering interest rates and they're about to print a bunch more money. That's going to speed up. Why do you think? Let's look at it, guys. Let's look at it logically, no emotion. Washington, D.C. is shut down right now. Shut down. Shut down. But what's the one legislation they're working on? The crypto, the Bitcoin. If the government is shut down, and the bill that they're working on while the government is shut down is the crypto and the Bitcoin bill. Guys, that's a sign. Yes, the Clarity Act. Yes. Guys, anyone ever kind of thought why the government shut down? Why now? Why are the Democrats so insistent on getting $1.5 trillion. Do you really think it's the Democrats? No. You know who it is? It's the health care companies. See, come January, if this $1.5 trillion is not in the budget in January, all of those healthcare companies, they don't receive their allocation for Obamacare. And they're broke already. This has nothing to do with anything except trying to save the healthcare system that sure in the hell ain't healthy. Guys, everyone knows it's coming down. All you have to do is look at the last few weeks. And I hear it from friends all the time. What's wrong with Bitcoin? I'm like, there's nothing wrong. Well, it kind of went down. Guys, a month ago, we were at 124 or 100, whatever the all-time high was. A month ago. What you have to understand is the elites, the wealthy, they are doing exactly what they did after the Civil War. Exactly. They're accumulating the assets from the citizens. This happens every time. All of us average people, we get worried. We freak out. We're like, oh man, I better sell my Bitcoin. No, that's exactly what they want you to do. Because did anyone watch last night? Was Trump on 60 Minutes where he said China's getting into crypto and also Bitcoin big time? You have to link what's going on. They have to have this work. If the Bitcoin and the legislation for the stable coins do not work, America dies. That's just it. We go into hyperinflation. How do I know? Because in January, it was $1 trillion every 100 days. Now it's $1 trillion every 61 days. In 6 months, it will be $1 trillion a month that we owe extra. Once, look up the Weimar Republic and see how it goes up. It goes, the debt goes up, and then all of a sudden it goes just parabolic. We're not far from that. They are going to have to print so much money and put it into the Bitcoin so they can recapitalize the Treasury Department. Guys, Trump is at war with the old system. That's why why do you think they tried to put him twice? Same reason JFK, the Kennedy dollar. Guys, oh guys. And I'm telling you right now, The reason, there's so many reasons, so many signs that you can see of this coming. They announced they're going to issue a $500 bill again with Trump's face on it. Think about that. They're gonna offer a $500 bill again. That's interesting. Yeah. Remember Zimbabwe, where they just added on zeros? Zimbabwe. Yeah, that's how that started. They launched higher denominations of the currency. And eventually they hit $1 trillion currency notes. Think about that. $1 trillion in one note, in one piece of paper. Guys, we are in for one hell of a ride, and that's why I'm in Washington, D.C., because me and my team, we're trying to create an escape valve for everyone. Private key capital is the escape valve out of the old system. And when I say out of the old system, I mean out from JP Morgan, out from Chase, or whatever major fucking bank you've been dealing with. Remember, a few years ago, they were shutting down bank accounts. Or I'd walk in, hey, I'd like to open up a checking account and savings account for my business. I'm sorry, Ben, we don't like people like you. We're going to close your bank account. Or we're just not going to open one for you. The Trumps were debanked. Do you think that these fucking bankers are our friends? No, it's why I launched Private Key Capital. So we have our own bank. We have to run the new system. The average people, the people who are not fucking bought and paid for. The key is freedom. Without liberty, we have nothing. If you're the richest person in jail, you're still in jail. I'm not here for the money, folks. Not at all. Because I see where we're at. Do you think George Washington was in it for the money? Do you think that Benjamin Franklin was in it for the money? No. Half of the founding fathers actually died completely broke. Did you know that? Yeah. If you're in it for the money, that's great. That's great. But realize, if you ain't got a country, where the fuck you gonna go? Are you gonna go over to Europe? That's looking nice. Have you seen fucking Paris lately? Where are you gonna go? Nowhere. This is our home. This is our fucking country. Now, how do you fight? You buy. It's that simple. You buy a bunch of Bitcoin. You take out a home equity loan and you buy fucking Bitcoin. We offer it. 941-413-8080. We offer a home equity loan and we help you buy Bitcoin. No KYC. Guys, Let me just give you a hint before I jump off here. Tomorrow, we are doing something that has never, ever happened in the world. We are doing something that will make history. It's why I'm in Washington, D.C. Trust me, I don't like Washington, D.C. that much. The only reason I would be here is if it was extremely important. What we have created is the place for the people where we can run our own system. We don't need the old system. I've said this 1,000 times. We're going into a new system. The choice is, do we run it or do they run it? We're at a very, very important place in our country's history. Very important place. And either we rise up and we create our own system, which is what I'm doing with the clubs and the bank and everything else that we are doing. We're here for the win, guys. Because America will never be the same January 1. January 1, you're going to see things, you're going to hear things that you won't even imagine is in America. Watch New York. If they elect him, you will see the future of Chicago. You will see the future of LA. And we have to have a system that works for us, not JP Morgan. Because let me tell you what, JP Morgan, they're not getting involved with the Bitcoin because they want to. Jamie Dimon didn't all of a sudden go, you know what, I like this Bitcoin thing. He sees what's coming. He absolutely sees what's coming. I mean, God, what's the name of the old guy? Ray Dalio. Have you seen some of his latest interviews? This is Ray Dalio. He created fucking Davos. He is screaming from the highest fucking mountain. We're in deep trouble, guys. We're in deep, 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 deep trouble. And every time I see someone who is having a conversation with him, they literally say, wow, the market's up. And you can see Ray's face just like lose all life. Ray's like, do you understand do you hear the words that are coming out of my fucking mouth? The dollar is dying. The dollar, he keeps saying, it was like, yeah, we're done for it. We are done for. This is Ray Dalio. This is not some little half-ass Wall Street guy. And what do you think is going to happen with the banks? Why do you think the banks are getting into Bitcoin? Because they're looking for a savior. They're looking for a currency savior, just like Washington, D.C. Guys, shit is getting crazy. And it's only going to get crazier, which is okay. You have to go through the shit to get to the sunshine. This is not going to be easy. But this is our revolutionary war. You and I, hopefully, are on the same side of the revolutionary war. And it's not going to be easy. Remember, we're all in this together. And what we are trying to create is a new system for everybody. And if we can actually put it in place, it saves the country. It literally saves the country. And it saves you. It saves your children. It saves your grandchildren. Because every loan, every piece of collateral, everything will be backed by Bitcoin. I've explained our home, our half-off home loan. You see $100,000 house and you say, I want to buy. Now that's a low number. I know that. I'm just using it as a number. You see $100,000 house and you're like, ooh, I want to buy that. So we give you a loan for $110,000. $10,000 of that is held in actual Bitcoin. Then you just make your monthly payments. And when that Bitcoin reaches a point where you can actually pay off your home loan completely, according to my calculations, that's about 7.6 years. The out of pocket that you actually pay is $29,000 for a $100,000 house. That's how you save our children. That's how your kid, your grandchild, that's how they afford a house. That's how you recapitalize America. Let me put it very simply. Over the next 2, 3, 4 years, Bitcoin will reprice everything. 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 And if we do it right, which is what Trump is setting it up, if we do it right, we wipe out all of the debt. Think about that. Wipe out all of the student loans, everything. Because it's a reset. It's unlike the left. This is a great reset. This is a make America and the world great again. Because Trump, they have been trying to tell everybody, get Bitcoin. Why do you think Trump signed an executive order to put the Bitcoin in 401ks? So he helps save everyone who doesn't even know about Bitcoin. All right, guys and gals, I will see you guys tomorrow morning. I love you. And our event is tomorrow afternoon. Everyone have a great day. And remember, you're in it for the freedom, because trust me, guys, we're not free. Not yet. See you guys soon. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
What if I told you a truck driver cracked the code to building a crypto empire? Meet Bitcoin Ben. He went from driving 18-wheelers to creating 6 different ways for regular people to stack Bitcoin and build wealth. This isn't just another crypto course. This is a complete ecosystem where you earn while you learn. First up, the confidential bulk purchase program. Get Bitcoin at wholesale prices through group buying power. Then there's Home to HODL. Convert your home equity directly into Bitcoin instead of cash. Need funding? The Loans for Bitcoin program gets you the capital to buy more crypto. Want passive income? Private Key Capital puts your Bitcoin to work. Hungry for something different? Bitcoin Ben's tokenized beef lets you invest in real cattle backed by blockchain technology. And if you want to mine, Bitcoin Ben's mining program gets you started with the right equipment and knowledge. But here's the kicker. Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club pays you to learn. Earn 10% on direct referrals, 5% on second level, 2% on third level. This might be the only membership where you make more than you pay. Ben went from 10 years behind the wheel to becoming the world's most unlikely crypto expert. Now he's sharing everything through live training, community events, and proven systems that work. Ready to stop watching from the sidelines? Join Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club today and start stacking sats while building your financial future. Your truck driving days are over. Your crypto empire starts now.